Any size goes.
Any size.
Micro machine?
Yeah, that's what she said.
We got to the top where you can just see the world, and the sun was coming over the mountains. It was all white as far as you could see. I want to sit there with a coffee with my mate, and we're going to look at that. It was a 318 IS BMW that was wide arch, turbo with nitrous, all the crazy
This
body
sounds like
kits.
a whole other. We might have to do another episode.
And you open the bonnet, the entire engine is chrome. It's definitely six-figure number. I don't know if it's 500,000. Might have had 500,000 pass through my hands. Because there'd be collections. I bought like
and sold 500,000 cars.
And that was a G60 Corrado.
Yeah.
Because it was like metallic purple, which I think is an awesome colour for that. Oh, I just get it sold quick. I put it on for 995 quid. This is really detailed now, but you can feel the texture of the toe still.
And I don't think I got a word in edgeways.
Oh, that's unbelievable.
I think I asked you something about the government, something about COVID.
Oh, that's why.
And something about
conspiracy
Trump.
Theory.
And then I didn't say anything for about 40 minutes.
You've never been quiet for 40 minutes in your life.
Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of the Spudcast with my good friend Danny, aka Dan's Timeless Classics, aka Danny Bling Bling. We'll
AKA the weirdo, AKA the nutter, AKA the whatever.
There's loads of stuff. We'll get into more of that later on. We're chatting about kind of what he does for a living, his Matchbox Cars, buying and selling lots of real cars. And then we'll also be doing some car chat before that. But before we do that, I'm going to get Danny to introduce himself, and then we're going to do some quickfire questions.
Quickfire questions. So yes, I am Danny James, aka Dan's Timeless Classics, also known as Dantech, because Dantech was my original business name, and that's always been kind of my. So some people in the car world, I am known before the Porsche world as Dantech Danny, which is why my number plates are D4 NTC, D7 NTC.
Didn't know that.
So yeah, Dantech, which was Dan Trading Company. Kind of got the Alan Sugar thing. Remember Amstrad?
Yeah.
Alan Michael Sugar Trading. Dantech was Dan Trading Company, or Dan Toy Company, Dan TC.
And what would you say? What would you say that you do?
I suppose you know, when someone says to you, "What's your job?" I suppose my job is I'm a toy dealer. I say I'm a car dealer because the toys I sell are cars, so little cars. But I do buy and sell a few big cars, and I have had my own car forecourt, which I know we're going to go on to. I still do a few Porsches now on the side here and there. I'm not really a car dealer anymore. I did used to be. So, you know, if you'd gone to my old house in Surrey, in the winter, there was like 25 Jeep Cherokees everywhere. And then in the summer, it'd be loads of little Boxsters and Cabriolets. But my house was like a car forecourt.
Okay.
I didn't want that here at this house. I didn't want that. I've had sort of like 4s and 5s, and you know, I've had like 6 or 7 even Porsches, but I didn't want this address to turn into a car dealership.
Your neighbours probably didn't either.
No, and it's just not the right road to be doing that in and stuff like that. So, but I am a car dealer because a toy car is a car. And that's my bread and butter income, is from buying and selling vintage Matchbox toys. So yeah, I'm a car dealer. I just say toy in a lower word.
All types of cars.
Any size goes.
Any size.
Micro machine?
Yeah, that's what she said. Right, let's get into the quickfire questions.
Okay.
Tea or coffee?
Oh, 100% tea.
Cup of tea.
Standard.
Dogs or cats?
Dogs, definitely.
Favourite flavour crisps?
I'd say salt vinegar overall.
Yes,
I think salt vinegar just is the winner.
Favourite chocolate bar?
Oh, easy fruit and nut bar, but original big chunky pieces, not this new stuff where they're doing all this
dairy milk fruit and nut?
So yeah, Cadbury's, dairy milk, fruit and nut, but it's got to be like how they used to be, because they've made the nuts and the raisins all small, chopped up.
So you can't choke on them.
So you can't choke on them.
Right.
I like choking on them.
You love a Heimlich maneuver.
I love choking on some nuts. No, but I like the big nuts in there. So when you bite into it, some bites is half the nut.
It's still whole nuts.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I don't know. I think they've chopped them up.
I guess including the title, they've got to be whole nut.
I don't know.
Do you like a picnic then?
I do love a picnic, yeah.
I started getting into
I do love a picnic. I remember picnic's something that's been around for years. That's a winner, you know, because you've got that caramel lime bar chewiness as well.
I didn't try one for ages, and I saw one. I was like,
can I change? Can I go picnic?
That's probably my one at the minute. Changes all the time. Favourite way to eat potatoes? Obviously, Rick the Spud with Spudcast.
Spuds.
Got to have a potato line in there somewhere.
I like potatoes. That's why I like you, because you look like one. But no, I do like potatoes in all formats, like chips, crisps, every type of potato. But I think the roast potato still, if it's done right, the roast potato.
Like we had Dom's Pub for Christmas dinner.
Dom's Pub roast potatoes.
My days, they were amazing.
The George ones, oh my God, as well. Yeah, the roast potato.
Banging. Favourite veg to eat with a roast?
A little bit similar to potato. I'm going to go parsnip. I love a roasted parsnip.
Aren't besties.
Yeah. With the honey, so they're chewy a bit as well.
Fave biscuit?
That's tough. That's really tough. There's a real...
It changes all the time.
Yeah, I want to be like right on that hobnob chocolate digestive thing, because you'd smash a packet, wouldn't you? But there's one biscuit that I just crave every now and again. I've got to get it in my life, and my son's got the same problem. It's Garibaldi.
Oh yeah,
Garibaldi.
Yeah, old school.
And you've got to eat it via the sheet. So
if you don't break them, does that count as one biscuit?
Yeah, that's how.
I've only had 2 biscuits.
Yeah. So in a packet you get 3 or 4 sheets.
Yeah,
and they're 5 slices, aren't they?
Yes.
So I take it out as a 1, get the big cup.
A pack of biscuits. A pack of biscuits is 5 biscuits. Basically,
it's a what? Nearly like foot long, 1 biscuit.
Yeah, got to make another cup of tea to finish the rest of it off. Favourite thing to put on toast?
Marmite, 100%.
How thick?
Not too thick. That's a really good one, because Marmite, I've been places where they smother it on. It's too much, and Marmite's strong and it's nice.
I put it on like chocolate spread.
I like to get it into all the corners. I'm very OCD. It's got to be even all over, but not pounded up. So this is really detailed now, but you can feel the texture of the toast still. It's coloured Marmite.
So not straight out the toaster either then. You've got to let it cool down a bit.
Because otherwise, if you put it on thick, it becomes Marmite smooth, like almost like it's got a layer of cement.
It's going to be called the toast cast, not the spud cast.
I like it so I've still got the texture of the coast.
Did you let the toast cool down a bit then? Because my bugbears with my missus, she puts butter on it straight out the toaster, and then as you butter it, the toast goes down to like nothing, and then it's all chewy and horrible.
Butter as well. I like a bit of chewy and horrible.
Oh, you like it chewy and horrible?
Yeah, so I toast her out, butter it, then Marmite, level it off, get it dead like plastering a wall. It's got to be like mint.
If I got the time, my favourite bit of toast is toast it, when it pops up, let it cool down, and then like just put it in for a reheat, so it's still warm, but then it's extra crunchy.
You're getting too carried away.
Toast tip there. Honestly, you don't
get this good.
You don't get a figure like this by snacking on celery. 3 films that you'd watch over and over again, or a couple, whatever.
Smokey and the Bandit.
Yeah,
I can watch that over and over and over again. Trying to show my educational side. Interstellar. Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah.
That's a film. I'm about.
No, I haven't seen that.
Oh, it's a mega.
What's the other one on Mars with Matt Damon?
The Martian.
The Martian. That's the one.
Matt Damon's in this one, and it picks up some bits on the Martian. But Matthew McConaughey is just mega. He's
quite
a
long,
great
isn't it?
Anyway, yes, it's long.
Okay.
And Michael Caine's in it. Loads of people in it.
Ooh.
But it's the more you go back and watch it, you start to understand it, and it's the most we won't swear, Kim movie when you first watch it, because it starts to answer the question of time and the relativity of time and gravity.
Okay.
And they go down that black hole, but they go in the black hole that we go down when we go on the internet. They go in the black hole and through the black hole, and then all these possibilities come out in your mind.
Oh, great.
And then when it starts talking about the relativity of time and gravity and
this sounds
space,
like a brain... You're right if you're a bit thick like me to watch it.
Nah.
Oh.
Yeah,
it's a bit like what's the other one?
It messes with your mind.
Inception. I was just like,
it messes with your mind, and then when you watch it the second time, you pick up more bits, and then the third time, and I think I watched it again over Christmas and New Year's, and I love the music, Hans Zimmer. I think the music's amazing, and I'm just picking up more and more stuff. So I'm like, I think I've done it 7, 8 times, but I will do it another 7, 8 times.
Wow.
And maybe at the end of that, I'm just going to understand the relativity of gravity and time.
You're going to be a scientist.
Yeah. But it's good. It's good.
And any other films?
Oh, there was what 3 in it. 3 you said.
Yeah, or just a couple.
I think anything with John Candy I can watch over and over again.
Well,
even
really
Uncle Buck. I mean, Uncle Buck's on telly 72 times a month, isn't it? It's like every channel's bought the rights to Uncle Buck and they can just use it as well. But if it was on now and you sat there, I'd sit there and watch it. It's a brilliant film.
Yeah.
When Macaulay Culkin's interviewing him at the table.
Yes, so
jump
good.
size, waist size, how long have you been with your wife? Where you doing it? And he's answering all the questions like a proper job interview. Yeah, I can watch that over and over.
That's before Home Alone, wasn't it?
Yes, because he's very young in that.
Yeah, very young.
And all of his films are like that, like Great Outdoors, Planes, Trains, Automobiles. Obviously, with my back injury recently, I've done a lot of movies, as you've seen on our group chat. All the police academies I've done back to back again.
Oh, I've only seen a couple of them.
The first 2's, 3's, 4's all right, but as you get right up the numbers, 5's and 6's get a bit wishy-washy.
So, a bit paycheck.
Like most things, first is the best.
Yeah, that's fair. Favourite comedian?
God, there's some really good ones. I love Jimmy Carr's sarcasm. I love... Who makes me laugh the most? Oh, I do love that Cockney geezer. What's his name? Mickey.
Oh, Mickey Flanagan. So good.
He's brilliant. But I would say the one who makes me laugh the most has got to be Peter Kay.
Yes.
He's a household favourite. He's not blue or anything. But, oh, garlic bread. And when he does all that, just some of the things, Rin, fine Rin.
His old school stuff's the best.
He just picks up stuff that you did as a kid.
Yes.
And he takes you back, like Mum's Roller Cola, cheap choc ices. And I just find he just gets me in tears. So yeah, Peter's probably.
Well, have you seen him recently? He doesn't look right.
No, he's not been well. Has he not been well? A lot of weight. Yeah.
But he also looks like he uses like Just for Men or so.
Yeah, well,
too much makeup on or something.
He's trying to spend all that money he's made.
Can't blame a man for that. Right, some slightly longer-winded ones, although they were quite long-winded. Most underrated or overrated car, or both?
Overrated, I would say. This, other than one, I've not driven all of the brands, so I can't say. But I'd say as an overall, it's Aston Martin. I find them the most overrated car, particularly the old ones. So the old V12 Vanquishes and all that, loads of amazing noises, but they're just a bloody Jagex K8, and they drive rubbish. They're all heavy and weighty. They're all boaty. That short wheelbase V8 Vantage, Jesus Christ! The first time I drove one of them, this is no lie, I got out to check that the brakes weren't binding on because I thought that the handbrake was stuck on or something, and that there must be something stuck because it just was making all these amazing noises, and I'm pushing this pedal flat to the floor. It's like whoop, 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 and I'm like, I was down changing it. Just what the hell?
That's like VTEC, loads of noise.
Yeah, you could have just beat it in like a Golf GTI or whatever. So that was probably the single most disappointing drive of my life. Yeah, because I just thought a V8 in that little chassis and that setup by Aston, this is going to be a winner. You know, and it was just really gutting. Really gutting. So yeah, that was probably the most disappointing. It's the most overrated car. Most underrated car. Obviously, I'm a 996 fan, and we all know the 996 is really underrated. But more underrated than that would be the Boxster.
Yes, I had a little go in your 2.7.
Yeah,
and that's the worst Boxster.
Yeah, that's the lowest horsepower is a 2.5, but it's still very similar to that.
And I think
the whole hairdresser car, the persona around that car, they're just phenomenally great. You know, they're mid-engine, they're quite light, they've got loads of horsepower for the size of them. For the road, they're just phenomenal. You ain't having more fun than that for less than $5,000.
And you're still tucked into them like a Porsche.
And it's a Porsche, and it's still a little coopy, little fun little thing.
Yeah,
so
good motors.
It's got to be the most underrated car out there, or certainly one of them. Definitely.
Yes, good shout. One car for a year, you have to daily drive it. Excuse me, everything's paid for.
Yeah.
But the catch is you have to have already driven it or been in it.
So you've got to have driven it, been in it. You've got to keep this car for a year, but you're paying for the insurance, the fuel, the servicing, everything. So I ain't got to pay for it. I ain't got fun.
But you have to drive it every day.
So it's got to be comfortable then, isn't it? It's got to be a bit roomy because, like,
I don't know. I just think for a daily for a year, personally, I'd just go.
You don't care.
I'd just go. I don't care. It's going to be a great year.
I'm a bit grumpy old man. You know, I'd go comfort. So I like my Volvo for that, but obviously I'd like more power and everything else. So unless Volvo do a V8 supercharged twin turbo nitrous, I'd probably actually say
like T5R.
Come in modern. If I was sticking with my brand love of Porsche, I'd say Chaz's Macan GTS because it's comfy. It's really spacious inside. It's actually quite luxury as well. More comfortable than you thought it was. But when you come up to corners and you chuck it in,
it goes
around a corner really well.
Yeah.
And it's fast. Me and John and Chaz were free up and we went to Westerham and he was flooring it and that thing took off.
Shout out legends, Andre, if you watch him.
Yes, Andre. So
it wasn't any other type of Porsche, maybe they were not going to mention.
Macan GTS, like modern one.
Yeah.
Because then I ain't got to worry about the fuel because they're a bit thirsty.
Yeah, they are a bit thirsty.
And I ain't got to pay for all the stupid modern day servicing because you're going to pick that up and insurance. So if it was just said, right, you can borrow a car for free for a year, send me one of them.
Macan GTS.
I'll daily that.
Good shout. Ultimate car for the garage.
Cost aside, if I'm being realistic, because we've all got these supersonic dreams, I'm going to say I've just bought it.
I was about to say, is it this?
I think it's this.
Or 996 GT3.
Or 996 GT3, because for me...
Which this isn't far away from one.
It's affordable. It's realistic for the working class of people, because obviously you've got Zondas and all this stuff. But let's be realistic here. If you had a Zonda, you had a problem with it, it might take you 3 months to find a specialist to fix it or get a part for it. Everything on these cars, I can do myself. Everything on this car, I can go on eBay, Design 911, Euro Car Parts, GSF. I can buy the parts. I can still get most of the parts from Porsche. It's small and compact. It's easy to park in the garage because it's not massive. You know, you ain't got a 9-foot rear spoiler to walk past.
No, but also stuff like Zondas and that, you must worry every time you take them out that someone's going to like ding it, car park ding it, scuff it on a speed bump. You can just use these cars
and you can enjoy it. And 2 of them fit in this garage. A Zonda wouldn't even fit in it.
No.
Do you know the new 992 GT3 RS with the big wing and all that? Everyone's going to probably choose that. You're lucky to get that in here. By the time that chin splitter comes out the front and that wing get through my door.
They're big.
You won't be able to walk around it. Yeah. So I actually think I've got my ultimate car for the garage. I don't think there's anything I'd change it for other than the RS version, the GT3 RS maybe. Wow, that could be the ultimate car to the garage. But then I wouldn't use it as much because it's an RS and it'd be a bit harder and a bit more bumpy. So I'm quite happy with.
You're happy there?
I think I'm there.
What are they having a wheelie bin fight outside or something?
They sound like they're doing the brown waste bins. They do sound like they can't get the bottom of it out.
They're having a race with the wheelie bins down the road. You may or may not pick that up on the mics, but if you do, apologise.
Hopefully not.
Hopefully not. Which car biggest regret selling? Effectively, best best car you've owned.
Regret selling. Probably. Well, maybe. Probably. I don't know if I got a regret selling. I mean, there's a lot of Mark II Golf GTIs that I've loved over the years that I've sold, but my dream Mark II GTI Golf I still own, so I've never let it go. But I did let a car go that I let go too cheap, and I regretted it quite quickly. And I've always kind of regretted that one. That was a G60 Corrado.
Yeah.
Because it was like metallic purple, which I think is an awesome colour for that. It's a G60 one. It was a great car. But because I was having like water problems with it and that, it sat in my dad's back garden for a bit. And I don't know why I did it. I don't know why I did it. I just one day got the ump about it and thought, oh, I'll just get it sold quick. I put it on for 995, 995 quid.
Wow.
And the guy said, I'll give you 900 quid and come and get it today. And I was like, yeah, take it. And as soon as he come and took it, I thought,
that was a bit quick.
Oh, you idiot. You bloody idiot. That car was worth a lot more than that. And they're not mega money now, but it's still, what, 10 grand now, 12 grand?
Is that what they are?
Because it was a good condition car and it was a really nice spec. It had all the purpley coloured leather in it that went with the car. So, yeah, that was
the thing with advertising something, you can always drop the price.
Yeah,
you can't put the price up.
Put it up. And I kind
if you get 5 focals in the first day, you suddenly go, oh, no, actually, now it's 2 grand, not a grand.
I regretted selling that. The day I sold it, I regretted it. And it's one of them ones that I've thought back about a few times. And I've mentioned to people, why don't plan to sell that car. I could have just kept that car. Because I always planned to have the Golf and the Corrado and have them like the two ultimate dubs, if you like. But
that's what it is. Biggest regret in not buying. So
that's an easy one, actually. It was a yellow Mark 1 GT3 996 before I was a Porsche guy. Well, yeah, was it? I was kind of a VW and BMW guy, but I was buying and selling cars from home. And in the winter, I'd sell Jeep Cherokees. And I'd load my garden up with all these Jeep Cherokees, the old box-shaped ones, which are worth fortunes now. I was selling them for like 1,500, 2 grand, 3 grand, because people would buy them in Guildford, Surrey area, because of the snow. So the people would buy them just for a winter car. And a guy come up, saw me, called Max, and he had a yellow, one of these, but in yellow, GT3.1 996. And he came in the car anyway to look at this Cherokee, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, Max, your car's amazing, blah, blah, blah. I love it, I love it. Yeah, I might sell it next year. I'll let you know. And I said, okay, cool. Keep in touch. Well, he rang me the next year. He'd stick to his word because he sold me back the Jeep when he was finished with it. Okay. So he used it through the winter, then sold it back to me. He's a really nice guy. And he said, so hello if you're watching. He said, oh, I'm going to be selling the GT3, but the dealers offered me really crap money for it. And
that was a 906?
996. And I was like, what you been offered for it? I mean, this was back in about 2011-ish. He said the dealers only offered me 26 for it, right?
For a GT 996 GT3. Wow.
I think it's like a 30 grand car.
Yeah.
Right. And but I won't take any less than like, I'd let you have it for like 27. And I was like, wow. And I was thinking about it at the time, and I was like, do you know what? I could do 27, but I needed to refurbish my house. I was at the state where I was landscaping the whole front and rear garden, rendering the outside, which was about 20 odd grand. So I had pretty much enough money in the bank to buy that car. And I said to him, no, I've got to finish the house and stuff. So I let it go. So I said, yeah, nah, I can't do it at the moment. I've got to do my house. Well, that car was really low miles. That car went up at one point. They got up to about 80, 90 grand, especially with the mileage that's on it. I think that car now, let's just assume it's got 70 up it now, 60, 70. That's 60, 70 grand. Right. Yeah, and I could have had that car for £27,000. It would have literally doubled in this time if I'd have kept it.
Yeah, if you kept it.
But at the time, it was about 31,995 or something like that retail.
And that's the trouble, though. You'd have had to have it all this time and maintained it and
I would have driven it. I would have tracked it. I might have even blown it up and destroyed it.
Yeah, 996 life.
Well, GT3, you might have half a chance.
Biggest regret buying?
Biggest regret buying? I'd say I'd have to go back into my car dealer days, and there's lots. So I regretted regretted buying lots of things at auction, like anything CVT gearbox Japanese, Dukes, Qashqais where the gearboxes wouldn't even get you home, Ford S-Max with that DSG gearbox problem.
Okay, what was the DSG gearbox problem?
Same thing, like the plates in the gearbox trouble.
Oh, really?
And what timing chains on BMW. So I regretted buying every bloody BMW between about 2006 up to 2012, because it was every other car I was selling, the timing chains were failing.
What, even on, with like moon miles on?
No, I was buying them with 30,000 miles. 25,000, yeah, 25, 30,000, 35, 40,000. And these cars, I was selling them, and within 3 months of the customers owning them, they were getting engine management lights on, and these cars, the timing chains stretched. It's a common fault on that era of BMW. 2006, so this is after E36.
Well, not because of the yours, just because of what they're made of.
Just because they're like necklaces. They're very common now. If you look at the 1 Series and that online, because they were the same, you'll see a lot of people now when they sell them, they say timing chain done. It's like a cam belt. It's got to be done now.
It's like a better part that you can put on?
The parts you put on now are better, the aftermarket parts. But yeah, I regretted buying all of them massively. Honestly, they were just headaches. I got to a point in my garage life where I had this car forecourt. I wouldn't buy any auto Fords. I wouldn't buy any auto Japanese, like stuff like that. Other than like Honda Jazzes were all right. They didn't go wrong somewhere.
Well, yeah, my daughter's got a Jazz CVT gearbox, but I've sorted it, yeah.
But all the newer stuff was really bad. I wouldn't buy any Mini. I wouldn't buy any BMW from that era to that era. It started narrowing down. I wouldn't buy anything French. The regrets were massive.
Well, yeah, because you want to flip it and get rid of it, and you don't want them to come back next week.
That's right. So yeah, so that definitely any of those cars. All massive regrets.
I've got here a limit of your mechanic ability, but you're pretty hands-on.
Oh, well, you know,
I've seen you in Forensics John, like dropping engines and gearboxes and that sort of stuff, which I wouldn't tackle.
I've built engines, Mark II Golf engines and that. Yeah, my Golf engine in London, that car, I built that engine. So I've built like 4-cylinder engines. I haven't built internally, as you can see there's an engine there. I've built externally engine. So this engine, we've dropped this engine out and we're going to rebuild this Porsche engine externally, so not going inside. So it's not really a rebuild, this is a revamp. I have split one open. So I've done that in a video with Stuart. We've split one open. Me and John have took the heads off. We've took all the chains out. We've had the crank out.
Was that the one you had ball school
stuff
on? Yeah,
but that engine wasn't worth putting back together. So that's why this engine's there. So that's probably the limit at the moment, is getting down to the short block. As far as the body goes and anything, suspension, no limits on any of that. I think suspension, I could pretty much do.
Calipers,
yeah, I could take off the steering rack. I could rebuild a rack. I could rebuild it. Again, I haven't taken apart a gearbox. So other than getting inside a Porsche engine or a gearbox, I've done everything else other than that.
On 996s?
On Porsches, but in the VW world, I've gone all the way.
Okay.
So complete bare-shelled Mark II Golf, rebuilt the engine, built the gearbox, done everything. So
what's your welding like on MX-5s?
No, can't weld.
Never can I.
No, nor I've seen. Yeah, I wouldn't be asking you for lessons. I could
throw some welding wire in.
I've never been really any good with welding. I've kind of, do you know what? In all fairness, I haven't had enough of a go.
It's quite therapeutic.
So I remember my dad teaching me how to weld when I was young, and it would always like stick, and I'd be like, and it's arcing and bits flying off, and it would just make me nervous.
Yeah.
And I just didn't like doing it. So then I remember I was spot welding my Mark II Golf. So I wanted to spot weld it all. So I just started doing bits, and again, it was just.
Was it MIG?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know the different types, but I didn't really like it. And we met this guy, funny enough, called Tony the Welder, and he had this little Bedford van, like your little thing, the rascal. Yeah. And he'd come around, he had a welder and had all bits of old metal in there, and he'd just weld anything you want. It was 20 quid, 30 quid, 50
it's not
quid.
Worth mucking about.
So it wasn't worth doing. So
is he still about?
No, sadly he passed away a few years ago.
For 20 quid, he can come with my really good.
Well, my dad became great friends with him because my dad owned Land Rovers.
Oh,
Land Rovers love a bit of welding.
Yeah.
So Tony was around all the day putting a new outrigger. Dad's Land Rover was like Trigger's broom, you know. Same Land Rover about 30 years. Yeah. 17 new chassis, 18 new engines, 32 new bodies.
Yeah.
So yeah, my mechanical stuff started really young with my dad. But yeah, just welding, I never got on with welding, never really. And I've never come back to it. And then in my older life rebuilding these cars, in body shops, when welding needed doing, my mate Dale's got a body shop. Dale's a great welder, so Dale's done any welding for me. So I've always found someone good to do it, and I've never done it.
Yeah, no,
I've never just bit the bullet.
Best mod you can do on a car.
Any car?
Yeah, best mod you can do on a car, and also the worst mod you can do on a car. A mod you can do on a car that ruins it.
Well, there's a best and worst that's the same thing, but which would be wheels, because the wheels can make or break a car. You put the wrong wheels on a car and it just drives horrible, looks horrendous. Put the right wheels on a car, looks amazing, drives amazing. You know, so that can answer both questions. But I actually think one of the best mods you can do on a car is exhaust, because you know, an engine. If you're a car guy, you know, this is one of the reasons why we're so anti-EV, not just because of the conspiracy bullshit behind it, but they just don't do anything for me. I watched a video with a hill climb thing, you know, when they're
yeah.
It was a motorbike, electric one.
Yeah.
And it went up the hill like nothing you've ever seen.
Oh, rapid.
It did it, but it just completed it in one go. It was like it had cheat mode and it just went. And you know how people struggle and they fall down, but that's the fun of it. So for the audience, it was awful. Me watching this video, I'm like, what am I doing? Because it just went, and it was up, and it was so boring.
Yeah.
So noise is everything to us in the petrol head world. Like, we go to these track days just to have a coffee, didn't we? And you're standing there watching, and all of a sudden you hear, wah, wah, bah, bah, wah. We're like, cool, that sounds good. That
GT3
sounds
round
good.
at 9,000 revs, gear change.
So noise, I think, is everything, and it doesn't matter what car you've got. You can make it sound kind of cool, can't you?
Yeah, tweak it up. Not too bad though.
You get
all
a
these pops and bangs, remaps, all that.
I don't really like all that. But you know,
nonsense.
like you get a 1 litre Mini, and then put them straight through exhaust on them, and you hear them going around good. Well, they sound great. You can get a vintage car, like a real old 30s vintage racy car, and they sound good because it's an engine that's making noises. So I think an exhaust has got to be the best mod to any car, because you can make it sound meatier and beefier. And I think the sound on these cars is more important to us than pretty much anything. That's what we live for, and that's why we're so anti-EV, really, because we lose that soul, that sound. So yeah, exhaust.
Biggest bugbear on the road?
Potholes. The government.
Just the general
paying road tax
of the roads.
for just absolute toilet. I mean, you come out of Chichester. Have you seen that road coming out of Chichester now? So you come out of the gate, Chichester Gate.
Oh,
the
yeah.
And then you come out, and the road just completely subsides to the left. So it's not just a pothole. The surface is gone. So you get pulled into it with your car. I mean, you went down there now. Oh my! I wouldn't even go that way. You'd end up just. I see cars underneath. I see cars going in like that, and they just suddenly go, and it pulls them into the curb, and
got the pavement.
They're rubbing their wheel. I mean, it's like, what the hell? You know what I mean?
Yeah, state of the roads.
So state of the roads. It's got to be the biggest.
One of the things that I noticed over here that we do is we put the services under the roads. Something they don't seem to do in Europe. They put the services next to the roads. So when you've got to change the services, you don't have to dig the road up. That just seems got a lot of common sense to me. I never even thought about it.
Yeah, that's true.
That's why the roads in Europe are so good. They don't dig them up.
Because they don't
change
dig
the gas pipe.
Yeah, that's a good point. Good point.
And no manhole covers.
Do you want a job?
Because the services are on the side of the road,
on the side of the road, not on the road.
No manhole covers.
Which is another reason. I mean, like, the worst thing in the UK now has got to be a motorbike, riding a motorbike.
Oh, I'd never go back to it.
Daily riding a road bike with little tyres on it.
I'd never go back to it.
On the public roads. That must be like, you're dicing with death.
Yeah.
You know, you're dicing with death every day because the roads. I mean, we hit in a car and we're like, oh, imagine what these motorbike guys are like.
Or fire you off.
Surely just blow their tyres out.
Yeah. No, not ideal. Unless you've got like some sort of motocross bike or something.
Yeah.
Pinch yourself moment.
Ooh. 2024, or is it got to be car related? Or don't have to be car related? I mean, I guess
like stuff like marriage, kids. That's a given.
Yeah,
I mean, it might not be given, but
I mean, obviously, if you went like total life, you'd say like the birth of your kid and all stuff like that, because that is pretty pinch yourself moment. But if we're keeping it on theme with the cars, I think it's got to be Switzerland. Switzerland.
Your road trip.
Yeah, road trip when we went to Switzerland, and we was up. I think it might have been the Furka Pass, obviously the Belvedere, but better than that. Me and Mark Hendry, we'd gone out early in the morning, and we'd got separated because we were sort of different pace to everybody else. We were going a bit faster, so it was just us two. So then we ended up going on different passes, and we took the wrong turn, and we ended up begins with an R pass. Anyway, we got to the top where you can just see the world, and the sun was coming over the mountains. It was all white as far as you could see that side, but it was all green, the grass around you.
Amazing.
And there was like a cafe thing there, and we knocked there, and it was too early for him, but he said, look, I'll make you a couple of coffees. I said, listen, I'll pay you €20, make me a coffee. I want to sit there with a coffee with my mate, and we're going to look at that. And there was no one around. There was no one. We were, other than the guy in the thing, and I think he was on his own. So we were the only 3 humans in like a 10 square mile radius.
Amazing.
And we sat there like that, and it was just like, and I think we actually said that. I think Mark said something like, wow, this is a pinch yourself moment. And it really was, because it's like you could see Italy, you could see like France, you could see, and it was just, and you just had that drive where you just been racing as well. And it was like, let me tell you something.
If you get a mega road with a decent bit of tarmac and some good weather with a couple of mates, you can't You can't
if you're a car guy and you drive cars and you like a corner and you just like the drive and the view, you can't beat Switzerland. There's a lot of places in Europe that's good, but Switzerland, the mountains, the snow, then the sunshine and the views. You've got to get up early and get wheels rolling early in the morning, but it's just breathtaking.
People say the police don't like speedy driving over there.
No, they don't. But if you're up early enough,
cars and all that
yeah, they don't like that anywhere, do they? You've got to be a bit realistic, and you've got to slow down when you see them. And then just when you don't see them, pop.
Most embarrassing car crash or car incident.
To be honest, I'm pretty good. I haven't had a lot of crashes, but I have had a couple of embarrassing spins on track. One was right.
Is that there?
Yeah, that one wasn't embarrassing. I thought that was skill set. That's the pit board from Goodwood, where I was taking the chicane and I was always dropping down to second, and it was just too slow. And I think it was Spencer was with me in the car at the time. He's like, "You've got to be rolling third, carrying more speed." So I'm like, "Yeah, he's right.
He's probably right in his GT4."
Yeah. So I was doing it in third, and it was getting good. So we just got faster and faster. He's like, "Oh, you're over a second faster through there." And I was like, "Right, let's go 2 seconds faster, 3 seconds faster." And in the end, I just went too much, carried too much speed, ended up on the grass, and that's guaranteed accident. Yeah. But I didn't. I kept it pinned. I just accelerated right across it and came off. And we were both like, wow, you survived. You got away with that. We were like, woo, we made it. Anyway, when we came in at the end of the session, because that pretty much, you've got to come off, couldn't you? You put all 4 wheels on the grass, you've got to come off. So you come off the end of that lap, you come back in, and we came round and he comes out to say, what did you do? We said, yeah, we just carrying too much, took it in third. And he said, oh, got a prize for you. And we're like, what? What's he on about, prize? And then like Spencer thinks like, not the sign. We didn't hit the sign. He went, didn't you? And then he come around the corner with the pitbull sign. And it just clipped the corner, which is what it says. DTC says it was here. Yeah. And he gave us the sign as an award for not crashing.
Okay.
But coming off, he said, how you came off in damp conditions, went 4 wheels on the grass, and actually didn't hit anything was quite impressive. You can have the sign as a trophy. But the most embarrassing one was, I don't know if it was that track day, it might have been. Maybe it was this embarrassing day. I was in my road car and I came round at the chicane and Jodie was filming it. I think there's a reel somewhere. And she goes, oh, Danny, you idiot. And I spun it right round at the chicane in front of everybody.
Oh, that's, yeah, you don't want to fall off in front of the pit lane.
Like, I didn't hit anything again. It just spun round, but it was a bit like, hello there. I'll just go out the back way, shall I?
I fell off at the pit in front of the pit lane at Bedford's. We've obviously both been to Bedford. I was trying to carry the corner onto the straight just in front, as fast as I could.
So you went over the rumble bit.
Yeah, all the way on the concrete, all the way through it. Every time I got to it, I was like, right, it's a lift, back on and in. And every time I got back on it, I was like, oh, didn't need to lift there, didn't need to lift there. So I was like, well, I'm going to do it flat. I literally got halfway through and I was like,
Let me tell you
and
something.
I was literally on the lock stops, like 90 degrees to the track, smoke coming out of everywhere.
Yeah, that's even worse because everybody is.
And everyone obviously recognised the car. And then the whole afternoon, oh, is this your car? Is it, oh, when you fell off earlier, that was about, I was like, brilliant.
That's exactly what happened all day. We went in the Aero Cafe afterwards and everyone was like, oh, that was lucky, weren't it? You spun right around there. Luckily you didn't hit anything. You should learn how to drive. And it's like, oh, mate.
Well, I never left the track. I never stopped. I never came back in. I never left the track.
Spin over the back. No one knows about it, do they? You just get rolled back on and they're like, was that you spin? No, it wasn't me.
Nah, I don't know what you're talking about.
Why's it got all mud upside? It's just rubbing going a bit wide on the curbs.
That's from the car park.
But when it's in front of everyone, and you know, like 20 people got it on camera as well. Because everyone films that. So there's like videos everywhere.
I've got my mate, Joe Achilles, shout out to Joe if you're watching this, you probably are, but hello. He was about to get in his car and he said he was stood next to the photographer and the photographer's taking pictures of all the cars going past, like click, click. And then you had this, and he went click, 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 click. So I've got the whole thing in a series of pictures with smoke billowing out of everywhere. Yeah, literally on the lock stop.
So yeah, definitely that.
That's fair. Right, we are going to get on to what we're up to, 40 minutes, that's not too bad. We're going to get on to a bit about some other stuff. So I've got down here 996s. You have probably owned the most 996s I know of any person.
I'm a bit of a 993 geek.
How many 996s have you owned and what is it about 996s?
I think total 996s I've owned, whether I've bought them, sold them, owned them, kept them, flipped them, I think we're getting on for about 25, something like that. But that includes like 3 or 4 that I've broken for parts as well. As far as physically been to see cars, you know, when you go to buy one and stuff like that, we're into like 100 maybe, because I'll go and do inspections for people and things like that. But yeah, I just love them. I think, firstly, most importantly, I think they're great value for money. You know, it's a 911 Porsche that you can buy for as little as 10 grand. You really can.
Are they
buy
the first
one for 10 grand.
water-cooled 996s?
First water-cooled, yeah.
1997,
993.
Yeah.
So the cheapest 993 you'd get, auto, cab, rusty, rotten project, you're going to still give me the best part 30 grand.
Really?
If that was 996, you get it for 9 grand.
Right.
So, you know, massive difference in price.
And a much better car, in your opinion.
Yeah, I think the water-cooled cars are generally the most drivable, the most usable. They're probably one of the best build quality as well, the 996. There's this myth that they're the worst engine. They're not. Their engines are failing now, but they're failing at 25, 30 years old, 120, 150, 200,000 miles. They're not. There were some later 996s that literally left the forecourt and were blowing up within 6 months, a year, 2 years, and Porsche were putting complete new engines in them.
What models was that on?
Sort of C4Ss, just generally 996 Carreras, but this was kind of 03, 04, that latter end of them, and it was because they changed the materials on the engines. The bores were changed different after 99. The IMS situation, where the IMS in these early cars was a dual row bearing, and it's pretty bomb-proof. There's not really any stories of them failing. You might find someone on the planet somewhere that knows their cousin's brother's auntie's sister where one failed. But the majority of them don't fail. It's the latter ones that do. So there was that build quality control that I think took a step down, as certainly when we went into the 21st century. So from the late 90s when they came out, those early cars were pretty bomb-proof. They're failing now because they're old and they're worn and they've had 10, 20 owners. They've been thrashed. They've been on tracks. You know, I've blown one up myself. John's blown one up. We've all blown one up.
Everyone I know's got 996.
At 30 years old, not at 3 years old.
Not pottering around.
Not at 10,000 miles doing the school run. They're blowing up because they've been used properly and they're at the end of their shelf life.
But wasn't it you that was saying that every generation of Porsche engine has its quirks?
Yeah, like any engine in any car.
So the ball score is the 997s
the
or 6s?
last of the 996s and all of the 997s, all of the early cars, they changed the bore material, the coating, and it scores. But it's not as well. It is fundamentally game over at the end, but it takes quite a while. So you can get a car that's got bore score and you can drive it with bore score, and you might be able to drive it 20, 30, 40,000 miles. Odds are you certainly do 10,000 with bore score. Oil will pass through the ring, and when you cold start, it will fill up the car park full of smoke. But Land Rovers do that since the day they were born. So, you know, but you could live past that, but they all will need rebuilding, like any car. It's like any engine. If you're going to Alfa Romeo, as you talked about, it's going black again.
But
Alfa Romeos or Fords, whatever, you need rebuilding. Like I remember in the 80s and that, my dad, the Capris and that, they would build them on a Sunday afternoon, fag hanging out their mouth, car engine in the Pinto engine, and they just rebuild them, you know. But other than that, I think the build quality on them is unbelievable. And for what you get for your money, you get this history and this heritage of this flat 6 engine, which is completely different from everybody else. You've got the history of the physicals. It's wrong. On paper, it's wrong. The engine is too far at the back of the car. It's too far past the rear wheels, past the rear axle, as in the main weight. It don't work. Yet they're the fastest things on track.
Nothing drives like a Porsche.
Nothing drives like a Porsche. They handle amazing. Whenever you get a track day, you know, the only cars that are running up against all these super powered BMWs and supercars is Porsches. You've got the GT cars out on track destroying everything and anything, and they still got the engines in the rear.
Yeah.
They've never changed that, and I love that. Everyone said, Why have you done this? This is wrong. Put engine at front. Put engine in middle. Don't do this. And he's just gone, nah. I'm just going to keep going and tweaking and tweaking and tweaking. And I'm going to beat all of you. Whatever you build, I'm going to make it better. I'm leaving the engine where I said I'm leaving it. Just because you said it was wrong, I'll leave it there. And that's amazing. And the history and the heritage that goes with that, and to be a part of that, particularly the 911, because obviously the Boxster's mid-engined, particularly the 911, to be a part of that for just 10 grand.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong, you buy one for 10 grand, you're going to spend 10 grand on it. So you are better off buying one for 20 or 15, you know. The best ones are the higher mileage cars that have got less owners. So you might find one out there that's done 130.
It's been
but it's had 2 owners, got part rebuilt engine.
Somebody's pride and joy.
So 17 new heads, 18 new handles, you know, triggers broom. And because someone's already, over the years of those couple of owners, they've all done 50 grand on the car, haven't they? And the value you're getting for that is just superb. So that's one reason why I really love them, is the value side of it, the history and heritage that comes with this car. I love the fact it was the hated one. See, some people don't like that because they want to be popular. So they like to be the cool guy. I don't really care. I want to do what I want to do, sod the world. That's my attitude. And I was like that in the VW world. I was always the Mark II Golf guy, although the Mark III was the one everyone hated. And I didn't like them anyway. No. But everyone was really, the cool guys had the Mark Is or the new ones. Yeah. The Mark II was kind of, but I think the guys that built them themselves, they bought Mark IIs. And I think 996 is like that. It's the same people. When I talk to these other 996 people, they're ex-VW people. And they're the same, we're the same guys. And we've touched subject on this with Trevor as well. Porsche guys are ex-VW guys. And the cult is the same. The guys that wanted the...
So it could still happen for me then. I had a couple of Mark IIs. I had an 8-valve and a 16-valve.
I see getting a Porsche one. We got a Porsche. I got a Porsche. So you're nearly there. You got the badge.
Got some badges.
I think that the guys in those days that had the latest R32s and that, they're the guys now that got the GT3 RSs, the 100 grand cars, because they've got to buy the best one. Yeah. Even if it's on finance, they don't even own it. Yeah. They got the Rolex. They want to be seen as, I'm all the gear, no idea, you know, Chaz. And then you got
love you, Chaz.
The guys that have got the old classics, like the Mark I guys. They always want the oldest, the most sort of historic, the Mint 964.
Yeah, I was about to say 964.
The early skinny bumper ones with the tartan interiors, Pasha interiors and all that. And then you've got those Mark II guys. And that's us 996 guys. We're the guys that kind of buy them cheap, realise we've bought a lemon, but won't admit that. So we spend the same money again, or if not twice as much, building it into what ends up being a really nice car that drives good, handles good, goes well, looks amazing. And then suddenly we come into fashion. Right, it takes ages.
Yeah.
And we get slated for years. Because we're a bit... At first we're geeky, at first we're poor. We're classed as the poor people. Yeah. We're pond feed. And then all of a sudden, fashion does its thing and it circulates. And we're in our dungarees. And we come on trend. And that's what's happening to us now. Where the 996 guys are coming on trend. See, like I've never not liked the headlights. Like, oh, it's fried egg. Yeah, I know.
Because isn't the front half the same as a Boxster?
Yes, so from the front seat forward, pretty much. It's not, everyone says it's bolt for bolt. Mostly.
Oh, right.
The dash pod is not the same.
Okay.
Centre console, not quite the same. There's a few bits that are different, a few buttons and switches, but generally speaking, chassis-wise, from the front seat forward to the nose cone is the same. The bonnets, wings, headlights, bumpers.
And they did that from a cost point of view, presumably.
Yeah, manufacturing point of view. Brakes are smaller on Boxsters unless you get the 3.2. Then you get 911 brakes. So yeah, you know, and I never had a problem with the front end. You know, all this fried egg thing. I always liked the fact that the headlight was all in one, rather than the separate Beetle style headlight and indicator, which is the original Porsche look, which of course they reverted back to.
Yeah, 997 separate
997.
again. Yeah.
So this is the only car where it's integrated as one.
And are they exactly the same lights as a Boxster? You go and put Boxster lights in that?
No. See, again, to look at on the outside, yes, 100%. But on the inside, no. Because some of Boxsters have line grains and 911s have a hex system. It's a bit internally, so they're slightly different. But externals, yes. To drive past you down the street, yeah.
What's that? Is that a Boxster?
That's a 911 one, because it's got the pitted type hex. The Boxster ones, I love them straight lines. Can you grab it
for the camera?
Saying that, this is quite interesting, because this one...
so what is it you're looking at?
Because it's a xenon light, it only comes in that format.
So that would be the same as a Boxster one?
Yes, because it's a xenon light. But if it was a 911
about the
light,
lines?
This has both. You see, it has the straight lines, and then it has them pitted.
Okay.
So on a Boxster, it has all the pitted all the way through, and the 911 has all the lines all the way through. But on Xenons, they have them both way around.
There you go.
Just to be really awkward. I don't know why they did that on Xenon. To do with light beam patterns. I hope I got that the right way around, because I even confuse myself sometimes. But yeah, I know the Xenons are particularly different.
If that's wrong, put it in the comments.
Yeah, put it in the comments. It'd be like, he's wrong, it's the other way around. So yeah, I always like the look of them. I love the way they drive. They're so balanced. I love the price point. I love the fact you can go and give 12, 15 grand for one and come home and just chop it up and smash it up and make it your own. And if I go and spend 50 grand or 100 grand on a 911, I'm putting it in the garage with a warranty and
don't want to touch it.
Polishing it on a Sunday. Easy, just like a Golf. I mean, I've only, how long I bought this car? I haven't even driven it because of my back. And that box is full of all the bits that are going for Alcantara. There's the new wheels for it. You just saw the new headlights for it. I'm making it my own straight away, you know, just playing with it.
And briefly touch on, I know you talk about cable throttle in the 996s. Is that the early ones or the late ones?
Yeah, so the first cars, so all the early...
This is briefly, because time's getting on. I knew it'd be a long one with Danny.
All the air-cooled cars are cable throttled, so this is just technology.
Okay.
Everybody went fly-by-wire. All the car manufacturers went fly-by-wire in the late 80s, the early 90s. Porsche stayed cable throttle all the way through to the 993. When they made the 996, in theory, they should have changed them, but they didn't.
Which would have been what
97.
Year?
96 in a Boxster, 97 on a 911. Yeah. They were cable throttled. Only up to 99. By 99, fly-by-wire was across the range. So,
and would that have been a .2 then?
No, still .1. Still .1. So .1 can be cable throttle or fly-by-wire. Okay. And as a clue to, because people say, well, why is cable throttle better than fly-by-wire? Fly-by-wire is more accurate in theory, you know, digital electronics. Again, it's that analog thing. People love analog feel, which is why you like classic cars in the first place. GT3.1 is cable throttle. That answers the question, doesn't it?
Say again.
GT3.1 is cable throttle. All them
on
early
996.
All those early race cars, like this is off a Super Cup. This is off a GT3 Cup car, race car. Cable throttle. Motorsport is cable. Just ultimate, isn't it? It's the ultimate.
I've never even thought about it. My MX-5's cable throttle. Yeah, that's 2004 or 5.
Japanese.
That's quite late.
Oh, even later than that, Japanese. But like the Germans and that all went technology, didn't they? They all went digital. But like, you just feel a bit more through the pedal. It's a bit more jerky when you pull away. It's just a feeling. It's just more connection, yeah. You know, your foot controls that butterfly.
Yeah. No, that's fair.
It's just analog, isn't it?
Right, let's move it on a bit because time is getting on. I've briefly put down YouTube channel because you've got a YouTube channel, but you haven't done much on it.
Do you know what?
And what was your thoughts behind that, and why haven't you done much on it?
So I like the social media thing. I particularly like Instagram. I liked Facebook, and then I moved into Instagram. And the reason why I liked Instagram is I had this conversation with John. It was instantly rewarding. Instagram to me is instant reward, and the reward is take a cool picture of your car, post it up, everyone likes it, says it looks great, you've done a good job, well done, you polished that nice, I like your wheels, I like your seats. It's an instant satisfaction, and it's very simple. Anybody can do it. You hold a phone, click, press, done. Meet John. John's a YouTuber. He's a professional, although is editing ain't exactly professional, is it? But John does the laziest way to do YouTube, which is don't edit.
He does now, though.
He does a little bit,
because now he's built his audience, I think.
Audience, yes.
And he knows he doesn't really need to.
People like John the way he is. So John said to me, you can chat, you know, you're great at chatting, you're good on camera, you need to do a YouTube channel.
This is John Forensics Detailing, by the way. Yeah. He's in the previous episode of the Spudcast. Go and check it out. Yeah.
And I've been in lots of John's videos, I've been in lots of other people's videos, and they're like, oh, you're great on camera, you should be on TV, you should be a movie star and all this, like, yeah, whatever. But I'm like, I can't be arsed. That's my attitude all the time. I'd rather spend time on cars and having fun. So John said to me, you need to do a YouTube channel, you can make some money out of it. Now my ears pricked up. Bing! I'm a car dealer. Money. So I'm like, okay, but like, I don't want to do it like you, like full-time living, like that's my job. I'm quite happy with my toys and doing what I do. And he said, no, but like just film what you do and put a bit on there, and like you do on Instagram, but do it on YouTube and you'll get a few quid. Like, imagine you got 100 quid a month extra from it. I was like, yeah, that'd be cool. 100 quid, that'd pay for your oil. That'd pay for your cleaning stuff. That'd pay for a tyre. And I thought, like, yeah, it's a fair point. So on John's thing, I went out and got the tripod, the microphones, all the things he told me to get. I bought all the bits and I started a YouTube channel and I did like an intro video, like, hi, my name's Danny, I'm American. You know, all cheesy like that. And
what year would that have been?
It's about 2 years ago, so not that long ago. So in fact, I had already got a YouTube channel. And the reason why I got a YouTube channel is because I discovered YouTube about 4 or 5 years ago for learning how to fix things on your car. Remember people used to say to you, we say it all the time now, check on YouTube how to fit a throttle body on a 996, how to fit it. And the video comes up, shows you how to do it. This is brilliant. So I had a Porsche.
That's the majority of my videos that do the best is me fixing stuff.
And everyone struggles how to fix the roofs. So on the day I was about to sell the car, everyone pestered me and said, you need to show me the video. So I come out in this garage, I spent a whole day filming all the problems on the Tiger roof. And I chucked them on this YouTube channel. I called it Dan's Timeless Classics. I chucked it on the YouTube channel because that's what I'm called on Instagram and Facebook and everywhere else. And I thought, just whatever. They're out there for people if you need it. And I thought nothing of it. Next minute, I get people from Australia telling me they want to send me a bottle of wine because I helped fix their roof. And I was like, this is amazing. Anyway, so John said, you've got to do it properly. So I got the camera, I gave it the big hole. Hi, I'm American. I'm Danny from Dan's Timeless Classics. All that cheesy shit. I did the hammed up title, the clip, but I didn't really understand it. If I'm honest, I'm not so good with editing. I forget to turn the camera that way because Instagram's vertical, not horizontal. So I'd find myself spending too much time filming something when I just want to get on and do it.
It takes twice as long.
3 times as long. So, and anyway.
It takes twice as long to do something if you're filming it, and then you've still got to edit it.
Yes, and so then I'll chuck the video up, and it'll get like 500 views. And I'll be like, oh, well, that's fucking rubbish. I wanted 5,000 views, 10,000 views. Where's my 10,000?
Yeah, where's my money coming in?
John, you told me I was going to get 10,000. And like, after months and months of begging people to follow me, it wasn't even getting to 1,000. And John's like, you've got to get to 1,000. It's like, I can get 1,000 on Instagram just for showing a different bumper. But I can't get the Instagram people onto YouTube. And it just frustrated me. So I kind of did it for about 6 months, 7 months, like popping on a video. And John's like, no, Danny, you've got to do videos every week for 3 years. And then you'll have 1,000 or 2,000 followers. And then you'll see the money. And I was like, I've got to do all 3 years work for 100 quid a month. Let me tell you something.
See you later.
I'm not interested. So that was it. I was out. And so the last video I put up, other than a little short or a reel, because they're very easy to do, the last proper video I did was probably, I would say I don't even know. I think it's my carbon roof swap. And it was probably 2 years ago, 18 months ago. And John keeps telling me I need to revisit it and all that. But then he tells me on the other hand that YouTube's dying a death. And
how many subscribers did you get up to?
I got over the 1,000 eventually. And I still get the odd subscriber coming on now, even though I ain't done a video for a million moons. But I'm only
I'll collaborate you in this and see what happens.
I'm probably only like 1,300 or something like that.
Okay.
You know, maybe if it had 10,000 tomorrow, I might have more interest.
Is that making you money then?
No, I don't think so.
What,
because
five a month.
Because you don't get the watch time. I managed to get up to the watch time, which was 40 hours.
It's 4,000 hours in the last 12 months.
That's it.
I believe.
Yeah, I think John said it's got to be something like 400 hours a month, 500 hours a month.
Yeah, no, it's a 12-month thing. It's got to be 4,000 hours in 12 months.
So I managed,
in the last 12 months.
From the target John told me I had to do, I was just about getting that.
Yeah.
But I wasn't getting the subscribers to get past that point as well, because you had to have a minimum 1,000 subscribers and a minimum watch time. Yeah. And as I was on target for it all in the 6 months I was doing it, it was going the right way. Yeah. But then when I got to that whole, it's going to be 3 years and
you're like,
the rest of your life to get £100 a month. I was like, I'll just get a job in McDonald's, mate. Don't worry about it. I'll get free burgers, get fat, and get £12 an hour doing that.
Yeah, that's fair.
So yeah, that was why I came and give it up. And Instagram again, it was just instant. It's just easy, lazy.
And then we get on to Matchbox Cars.
Yeah.
So how did you get into buying and selling Matchbox Cars?
So yeah, Matchbox Cars. So it's like anything, I suppose. It's still a boy in me, a car. In model car world, so most guys would get this. I sell toys, vintage collectible toys. You might not get that so much, but what you will get, and you can all appreciate, is a scale model of your Porsche or your Ferrari or your Lamborghini, that big, on the desk at work, on the windowsill, or your dream car you never had. So I was a car kid. I liked cars. We were in racing cars. I had toy cars. I was that sort of kid. And as you get older as an adult, so I had the train set, and I would get the Matchbox cars to go on the train set as like diorama. So I always liked that. And my dad did it, and my neighbours did it. They did the whole dinky corgi thing, the old boys sort of stuff.
Oh yeah, cool stuff.
So I used to like the Matchbox cars because they went with my railway. And then it starts like that. And then you start to see ones that you then had as a kid and played with. And you think, I kind of like that now, as in a little cabinet with a couple of ones I had as a childhood memories. And then it gets obsessive. So once you start, you go down the rabbit hole. Then you start to understand there's different variations. You might get like a Golf, a little Mark 1 Golf they make. But it comes in green, but it comes in red as well, Rick. Oh, and yellow. Oh, and there's a rarer silver one. Well, I need all of them then, don't I? So then you get all of them. And then you find out, right, now you've got a red, yellow, silver, and yeah, that's great. You get different colour seats in each of them. What do you mean? What do you mean?
You're joking.
There can be red seats or yellow seats in that one, or you can have the red seats from that one and that one, and the yellow. Oh my God, I need all them now, don't I? So now you've got 12. Now you get different wheels on them. Well, that's 14 different variations. Yeah. Oh, I need all 14 variations. And then one of them's the rare one. That's 400 to have it that way around. But if it's the other way around, it's only 40. Well, I've got to have both. And you get obsessed with it. And then it becomes an obsessive compulsive collection. And that comes a part of OCD. I suffer from OCD. So completing something, completing a collection. Like I could never have a sticker album and there's one sticker missing. I'd go to the heaven and hell, move earth to get that sticker. I wouldn't be able to sleep at night until that sticker was in there. And that's what collecting is. So it becomes obsessive. And I just got into them so much that I got to the point where I had this room in my house converted with all these cabinets. And I was working then for Audi, the car manufacturer. And I'd get like a good wage. And I might
as a salesman?
Yeah, as a salesperson. And I might get a wage like, I don't know, so like I take home $4,000 that month. I'd go and drop £1,000, 1,500 quid on toys, and it becomes like really naughty, doesn't it? Because
go and buy them brand new from like a toy shop.
No,
go and buy a collection.
Buying in collections, vintage ones, and it came to that point where it was like I'm spending a lot of money here, like £10,000-15,000 a year on my hobby, on collecting hobby.
Right,
it's a good investment because they did come around and pay me back this money and some, but you have to fund that habit. So, like being a drug dealer. Eating all your own drugs or smoking all your own drugs, going to run out of money. So I started buying like job lots, and then I would take the ones I wanted.
Job lot from like a loft clear out,
an auction, or you know, a dealer that's given up or whatever, I'd buy these job lots, I'd nick all the ones I want, and then I'd sell the rest. And the rest funded the ones you kept.
Okay.
And I realised, oh, this is really good. This is going really well because now my collection's growing.
So what year would that have started to turn?
So I started really collecting seriously in about 2004 as an adult collector. I was a bit of a collector as a child, but as an adult. And then by 2010, I was buying and selling so many on the side that I left my job full time for Audi to go and do Matchbox car dealer as a full-time job.
Wow.
Because this business could pay me 40, 50 grand a year, which was similar to what you could earn in a car dealership. Although I didn't have to work bank holidays, I didn't have to work Sundays.
But you could only do that because you knew you've been doing it for so long. I remember I've been here before, and you've you've bought a collection, and you've literally. We probably should do this in another episode or something. Literally, you've never seen this collection, and you're taking it out of the box, and you immediately go, "That's a such and such a model." Yeah. But it's got I think it was a truck. Yeah. Oh, it's got a green cab, so that's really rare. But it's got a brown back, so it's not as rare. Yeah. If that had silver wheels on it, it'd be worth like £100, but it hasn't, so it's worth £5.
Yeah.
But literally everything you took out,
exactly what I was.
It's only because you've obsessed over it for the last 30 years. So get a box, and I can
literally go £2, £2, 10. Yep, we'll keep that. 20. Oh, the golden goose! There's a 300 quid off. Lovely. That's all that paid for. So yeah, and it's the ability to do that you can make a living out of it, and I can keep buying and investing money in, and as it comes out, I resell the gems, and then all the stuff that I don't really need that sort of builds up as fodder, you can re-enter into auction houses and let someone else have a go.
So do you sell job lots yourself? Would you
only do individuals? The job lots of stuff like so as a transaction, if you take eBay for example, I can't afford to do a transaction on eBay less than a tenner, really.
Right.
So it's got to be a £10 note because eBay take £2 of that. The Inland Revenue's got to have a quid of that. So you've got 7 now. You've got to buy it. You've got to then come out here and put it in a box. And there's a process involved. So if something's worth £2 or £3, it's not worth me selling. So that can go into a box.
So you do it as like a 10 or 20
And then there'll be
cars.
another dealer out there that is buying and selling £2 and £3 quid ones. Because their time is less valuable or whatever. Or that's what they specialise in. So I just job lot that lot off to them. And I just stick to the £10 up stuff.
And how many Matchbox cars do you think, or do you know, you've got in here right now?
In here right now, probably about 3,000, maybe 4,000, 3,000 to 4,000 in here now right now. Probably 3,000, I'd say.
And how many Matchbox cars do you think you've bought and sold?
Oh my god I remember one year I did a lot. I did about, I think it was 2021, we had this massive spike in the market. It was crazy
because everything was locked down.
I did one eBay sale over a weekend that had 1,400 cars in one sale in one weekend. I think that year I worked out I did something like 6,000 or 7,000 Matchbox cars that year. Just that year. So then I've been at it 20 years, and I think a load.
100,000?
More than that.
200,000?
Yeah, I mean, because you've got to add the job lots up as well, the lots that you just sold in job lots. It's got to be, it's definitely 6-figure number. I don't know if it's 500,000. Might have had 500,000 pass through my hands. Because there'd be collections. I've bought
and sold 500,000 cars.
I've bought a guy's collection that was like nearly 10,000 items. And I didn't even process a lot of those. Some of those I just put the volume of them back into auctions and sold them, but obviously they went through my possession.
Still got to go through them.
So yeah, it must be 500,000.
Did you go through individually? Go through all those cars?
Majority, yeah, but some of them I would have known straight away. Like I opened up boxes of like hundreds and hundreds of these cars called modeler yesteryears. I fucking hate them, and Lados and things like that.
Oh, they're not Matchbox.
I just can't be dealing with that old manny stuff. So I would have just job lotted it off.
And do you still know as much about those as the Matchbox ones?
No, just my little world.
The Matchbox is.
It's not just Matchbox, because Matchbox is quite a wide thing as well. There's different categories. It's like the same as the real cars. Don't ask me about Porsche, because Matchbox is a brand like Porsche.
Right, okay,
ask me about the 911 996 between that year and that year. That's my market. Matchbox is the same.
Okay.
you have to go Matchbox, and you go subsidiary of that, super fast, and then subsidiary of that between 1969 and about 1999. Don't ask me about the modern stuff afterwards.
Oh, really?
And don't ask me about the older stuff before. And don't ask me about the bigger scale. Don't ask me about the old man model of yesteryears, the aeroplanes, the model kits, all the other things they did. I ain't got a clue.
So everything in is pre-2000s?
Everything in here is between 1969 and 1999.
And when did Matchbox come out? 69?
So yeah, Matchbox been around since war times. They used to make die-cast model toys, and then in the wartime they were used to make die-cast parts for the aeroplanes, bullets, casings, shell casings for the war. You know, like all these companies during the war had to do their contribution.
Yeah.
So Matchbox weren't called Matchbox then. They were called, they were Lesney, because there were two guys, Leslie and Rodney. So they put Les and Knee together and became Lesney Products. And they came up with the concept of making a little toy that was the size of a matchbox and could fit inside of a matchbox, because people had matches in those days to get their cigarettes, so that when the man gets off the train from work, he's coming home and he gets the newspaper and a pint of milk, he could grab a Matchbox toy. Don't have to be a car. A Matchbox toy to give to the child.
It would fit in a matchbox.
In a matchbox, which is why they were called Mocos. They were tiny little things, and they would fit in an actual matchbox.
Well, there you go.
And that's where they got the design of the box from as well, from a matchbox. And that's how they came up with the brand Matchbox. But the original company was called Lesney, which was Leslie Smith and Rodney Smith. Lesney. They weren't brothers.
They weren't brothers.
They had the same surname, very common.
I mean Smith, but yeah.
So so that's the history of that. And that's what led me on. And then you start collecting other things then, like just Porsches. Now I just collect. So I sold the majority of my collection, believe it or not. All these racks in here, you see there's numbers on there?
Yeah.
10, 24. All of these was a display room. This was all full of Matchbox cars on display. So from that corner there all the way to here, all displayed out with their boxes behind. There was over 3,000 models on display. And that was my personal collection that I sold in 2023. Went to auction, and I sold some of them off job lot, and then the top 2,000 went to that auction house, and they individually listed them and sold it all, and the gift sets and the cat, and that's what funds the Porsche habit.
Yeah, because we haven't even touched on that. You get individual Matchbox cars, and you get gift sets, box sets, and then obviously it's worth more if it's still in its original box, and
it's
and then you
mad.
were telling me something about something underneath. There was one that you turned over and said if it's got, like the older ones have got something underneath.
Yeah, made in England. So the earlier stuff up to about 1981, 82, they were made in England. And then as, like most things in England, industry shut, the factory got in financial difficulty and closed down. So they shipped production to Macau. So yeah, there's a Lesney era, and then there's a post-Lesney era. I actually collect post-Lesney era now, whereas I did collect the Lesney, and that's because when I was a kid, my oldest memory would be, I was born in 1980, so my oldest memory would be about 84, 5, 6. I would have gone in the shops. The models in the shops in those days would have been, majority would have all been made in Macau or China or, you know, Far East basically, not made in England, because the England models were produced up to about 81, 82, and they would have carried on old stock up to about the mid-80s, because they made millions of these things. But after that point, there wouldn't have been any around. So the era I purchased as a child was made abroad. So that's the collection I now have. So I've sold my England collection, and I still have my post-England collection, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Which is another nerdy thing. But now when I sell them, and if I have an auction, I call my auctions Lesney auction or post Lesney, because there's two different collectors. Some collectors out there collect both, like I used to.
But they're all called Matchbox.
But they're all called Matchbox, super fast. And some collectors don't touch anything made abroad.
So
and some guys
a little bit.
don't touch anything made in England.
Wow.
And some guys collect both. So by now having two lots of customers, sometimes they cross over and sometimes they don't.
Yeah.
Mad, isn't it?
That's amazing. That's real good.
Mad world.
Mate, we rattled on.
We rattled on. Well, that was never always going to happen.
It was always going to happen.
We have a competition who can chat the most. John still thinks Rick chats more than me.
John does?
Yeah.
That's nonsense. Mate, we went up to Cobham Fairmile in your Boxster in the summer, and I don't think I got a word in edgeways.
Oh, that's unbelievable.
I think I asked you something about the government, something about COVID.
Oh, that's why.
And something about
conspiracy
Trump,
theory.
and then I didn't say anything for about 40 minutes.
You've never been quiet for 40 minutes in your life.
And the one thing I did want to touch on, but time has got on. Right, you got about 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Danny Bling Bling. Where's that come from?
I was born and bred in West London.
Yeah.
And when that whole bling bling culture come out, it came out because of like your Nelly and 50 Cent and that.
Okay.
And it was
all the gold
and chains and spinning wheels on cars.
Yeah, still spinners.
And I used to, a lot of the guys where I lived, a lot of people had big gold bracelets, like a bit traveller-y, big gold chains, and there was a lot of that sort of guys I hung around with.
But this wasn't you?
No, so I had chrome. Oh. So I had silver, which is poor, obviously. Again, like now, always trying to be different. Everybody had a gold bracelet and a big gold chain. I had a big silver chain and a big silver bracelet. And my watch had like some diamondy looking Demontes in it. They weren't diamonds, it was just Felton. So I was a bit bling bling. And then when I modified like my cars, I always had the chrome wheels, the chrome exhaust, chrome steering wheel bits. And it was the actual phrase come from the editor of Fast Car magazine, Steve Chalmers. He now lives in Dubai. Hello, Steve. He was called Scary Steve, if you go back long enough.
Yeah.
He always used to call me Bling. Just call me Bling. Oh, Bling, Blinger, Bling, Bling. I ended up having the email address, Blinger1.
Yeah.
And my business today is called Blinger Toys.
Oh, of course it's Blinger.
Blinger.
Yes,
So I never got away from the nickname Bling. Danny Bling.
And what car did you have in Fast Car magazine?
It was a 318 IS BMW that was wide arch, turbo with nitrous, all the crazy
this
body
sounds like
kits.
a whole other. We might have to do another episode.
And when you open the bonnet, the entire engine was chrome. Bling bling.
Bling bling.
Danny Bling.
Well, there you go. Tune in for another episode with Danny when we're going to talk about
Max Power era.
Max Power era. I've noted that Max Power, but the time's getting on. Like maybe we should have ditched all this chat at the beginning.
Well, this could be the intro one, and we'll come back and we do part 2, Danny's Max Power era.
So because we still got to talk about all your Max Power stuff, and then like being a salesman.
Oh, bloody
a few tips and tricks of being a salesman. Maybe we'll talk about that.
Just win the lottery. It's
That's
easier.
why you left that, mate. We're going to wrap that up, mate. Thanks so much.
Cheers,
I'll do a gentle one of those. Mind your back. We're going to get another cup of tea. And my feet are actually starting to get a little bit chilly.
Part 2 later.
Part 2 at some point later in the year.
The only person that's going to need 3 parts for their Spudcast.
It's going to be 3 parts.
Everybody else just gets one go.
Just to fit all Danny's background in.
Danny's life. You've got part 1, part 2, and there's chapter 3, chapter 4.
Living in London.
Make a movie on. Where are you, Hollywood?
Make a movie. Come on, Hollywood. Hit it up. Guys, thanks ever so much for watching. If you've made it this far, we're probably going to be back for some more episodes. Check out the other episodes of the Spudcast. If you haven't, check out obviously all my other videos as well. I do more car stuff. My YouTube channel is Spudcast. Me fixing my own rubbish cars and me driving other people's posh cars. Like, subscribe, tell your friends, share it, all that sort of stuff. And see you on the next one. Do a cheesy wave.
Bye-bye.
There you go. Thanks, mate. That's good. Cool.
I've asked the question.
That is good. That is funny.
Welcome to Rick Spudminator.
Welcome to another episode of People Talking Too Much. With probably the 2 most chatty people on the planet. Yeah.
The world's longest.
Yeah. Oh, we've run out of battery at 3.5 hours.
Spud, we started this at 2 p.m. It's now 2 a.m. the next day.
Yeah.